The rough idea I have in my head is like, we'll see $1 million Bitcoin by 2030. And there's high error bars around these things. But, just to give you a couple of data points, right? It's like, we're starting to see regulatory clarity emerge in the United States, which I think is a bellwether for the rest of the G20. You have the Genius Act passed now for stablecoins, but this market structure bill is being debated in the Senate. Fingers crossed something could happen by the end of this year. That would be a huge milestone. The United States government now has a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So that is, if you'd asked me 5 years ago, that would have been kind of like vision board. Someone would have said, you're crazy, like the United States government's not going to officially hold Bitcoin. But if they do that, which there's now an executive order to do, I think a bunch of other countries are going to do that. We've seen a lot of interest from sovereigns, right? Coinbase actually provides crypto services to about 140 government entities that, believe it or not, like at both federal, state, local, and internationally. So governments are now getting more and more engaged in this. And you can imagine the big pools of capital around the world. And there's a lot of, so I don't see the regulatory thing going away. That was one of the big risks, is the government going to shut this down? I think that risk has been severely diminished. And then, is there going to be some flaw found in the Bitcoin protocol? I think that's been severely combed over at this point. We need to make sure we upgrade it to a post-quantum cryptography. But
are elliptic curves already post-quantum or no?
They are theoretically, I believe. I don't.
No one really good to nail that down.
It's a little untested, but I believe there is a path where the Bitcoin core team and Ethereum and Solana, everyone, they're looking at proposals now to upgrade to even
definitely post-quantum.
Yes. So I think the list of kind of risks is getting diminished, and at the same time, the amount of demand, like the amount of institutional money just sitting on the sidelines waiting for this next bill to land, these are the big institutions I talk to, they're holding 1% of the portfolio in Bitcoin, and I'm like, what would it be to 5 to 10? And they say, regulatory clarity, that's it. So I think we'll continue to see huge inflows of capital. The ETFs have been huge.